What's up, guys? Rocky France with CESYK Live, where we talk everything concrete, everything. Tune in just a few minutes. We're going to go live with Corey Adams. We're going to talk a little bit about who he is, how he got into the concrete world, what he's going through with all this craziness with the virus, and some tips that he may have for you guys. We all can share a little bit of knowledge even on this crazy time. So, all right, guys, stay tuned. Just a few minutes. Maybe we'll just go on from here since you tuned in. Let me make sure we're on the page, and we'll just go from now, my friend. If
Hey, I can see myself on the phone down here, so it must be working.
Okay, well, okay, our little advertisement turned into a let's get it started, I guess. Let me
Well,
get tuned in here.
I was watching for you. I didn't want to keep your loyal fans waiting. So
I can appreciate that. Okay, let me caught me off guard a little bit. Let me get my setup going here. Okay. I'm not seeing it here in the group, Corey.
I can.
Is it is it in the group, the concrete group here?
Yeah, I'm looking down at it right now. It looks
All right.
it's on a
Okay, I
delay,
do
but it's
see it.
there. Yeah.
All right, I see it. Oh, yeah. It is delay. Okay, awesome. So, okay, here we go. We'll start. Rocky France, CESYK Live. We are with Corey Adams. Corey, how are you, my friend?
Very, very good. Thank you.
All right. Corey's been in the concrete world quite a long time. You're like a lot of us, it started when you were a youngster, right?
That is correct. I was telling you earlier off camera that the first pour I was ever on, I was 12 years old, on a Taco Bell floor in Charleston, West Virginia. So
Awesome.
it's been a long time coming. I was pouring concrete in places that I wasn't allowed way before OSHA was as big as a threat as they are now.
As many of us, right? A lot of us
Yeah,
that had to go through that transition, right? So when I first started as you, a dust mask was something that the weenies wore or the wimps, don't be a weenie, Now you had to go through that transition to where if you're not wearing that, you're going home.
that's right. It's definitely changed a lot in the 25 years since my first pour. I get 20. Maybe a little bit more than that, 26, 27 years since my first pour. I do some math there.
Yeah.
I'm getting old.
Jeez, no kidding. The numbers start calculating a little less quick, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Right on. So you're in the Ohio area. How's this crazy virus looking around you guys?
It's interesting. I actually find the whole thing fascinating. We do have some cases here, as most people know. Ohio was very early to a lot of cancellations, which may be why we're not one of the more heavy hit states. A lot of things are shut down. Construction's been pretty much deemed essential. There's still 50% of the population not really taking it serious. But
Right.
The thing I find fascinating, which we talked about off camera as well, is what really is driving this whole thing is the fear of the unknown.
Mhm.
We really don't know what's going to come next week, next month, 6 months. And that fear of the unknown is really what drives this entire situation we're in and really a lot of people's lives. Like you and I were talking about, even the fear of starting your own business. That fear of the unknown and where that work's going to come from or where that paycheck's going to come from, that's kind of what holds a lot of us back. And it takes practice to get over that fear. Fear will dictate your life, and that's exactly what's going on with this virus.
Yep. A lot of people are letting that fear dictate. So, hey, we turn your volume down just a tad. I think we're getting just a little bit of kickback on that.
There you go. Is that better?
Yeah, you're right. I think I agree with you 100%. Fear is the biggest problem that we're seeing throughout every bit of this. I mean, of course, the virus itself. It's obviously not a good thing, right? But the fear that's caused the ripple effect, and that's what's affecting most of us, I think.
I think you're exactly right. Yes, for a lot of people infected with this virus or with family members with it, it is a medical, pandemic, if you will. But for the vast majority of the country and the world at this point, it's more of an economical pandemic, with the market fluctuations and, cancellations in work and this and that and the other thing. There's just so much unknown out there that it's really making a lot of people tense up, which is not ever good for an economic standing.
Absolutely. Where are you in the concrete world today? What's your role? What are you doing in concrete today?
Well, we do a lot of things. We actually, it's kind of a funny story. I'll tell a
Let's
little.
hear
I'll
it.
do a
Let's
quick
hear it.
version.
We're all bored, man. Give us
We're
some
all
stories.
we're all sitting at home. We have nothing better to do than watch Rocky and Corey talk about random stuff on the internet. So no, we I worked for many years in a family-run business, in the concrete world, and then we were subbing for someone at the time. We were doing a lot of national work subbing. I've moved around to accommodate that. We were trying to expand, and of course, you get to know your GCs a little bit. They offered me a really large position as president of their whole concrete division. We took it. So I sold my interest in the family owned business after I had bought it, sold it back into the family, and went off.
Now, is that still going? Is that still an entity running?
Absolutely. Yes, it's still
Awesome.
there. It's still there. My dad is still actually doing it to this day. He's still out there, pulling that straight edge like nobody's business. So
Awesome. My old man's the same way. How old is your dad? About.
I think he's turning 60 this year. I think
Awesome.
he'll be 60 this year, and he slowed down some.
Of course.
I'll tell to his face. I'm not gonna hide it from him.
He won't admit it, right?
Those memories and lessons have lasted me a long time. But to go back to finish the question, after traveling a while as the head of their division, with 4 young kids at home, ages 14 through 9. So I guess one of them's not that young anymore. But we decided that the road life wasn't for us anymore after moving across the country a couple times, and I literally went clear square zero. Instead of going back to the family business, I said, "Nope, we're going all in on ourselves," and so we did it.
Awesome.
And like a crazy fool, I didn't start one company; I started 2. So.
Hey man, it's hard to run. It's hard to run without both feet. So when people say jump in with both feet, if you don't, how are you supposed to run?
That's right. That's right. It really boiled around a branding issue and a marketing issue. When you do 2 distinct things, you start 2 distinct companies. One is the parent LLC, one is the DBA, and now you've got 2 Facebook pages, to this, to that, to everything, and you can actually target your marketing even heavier. So
that helps, right? Cross promoting.
Absolutely, we cross promote. A lot of our things are ancillary, where if we go in for one thing, then the sister company can come in and take care of the other. So there's a lot of mutual back and forth, and it's been a wild ride for me over the last 20 some years since college.
I don't think you'll talk to a concrete guy who couldn't say the same thing, though, right?
Absolutely.
One way or another, it's been a wild ride for all of us.
Yeah, it's been especially the last 3 weeks. I mean, I got lucky to survive 08 just to come out here and do this again.
So how's it affecting you personally over there? What are you seeing personally?
Actually, it's kind of funny. I had my first postponement today, which was a project that wasn't even scheduled till August even. And I haven't had anybody cancel. My phone's been ringing. The marketing that we are doing, we haven't really ramped it up yet. Like we thought we were going to have to. We haven't needed to. So we're still getting phone calls. We're still getting jobs. And I'm basically telling everybody, as long as we can get supplies and everyone on our crew's healthy, we're going to go to work.
Awesome.
And
how is that? Or would we be considered critical, or is there an issue in that? Essential? There we go. That's the word.
They consider us essential, but if you drive around the town we live in, 80% of the businesses are still open.
Okay.
So I think right now Ohio's in a weird phase where if you deem yourself essential, no one's going to question you. But I'm afraid that might come to an end here in another week, and that's what I'm really kind of scared that all the people who continue to push in an indoor setting, because obviously, construction, most of the time we're outside, unless we're on an inside remodel. We're outside working, especially in the concrete industry. But I'm afraid they're going to hammer us pretty hard here in Ohio. I don't have any knowledge of that. It's just kind of a gut feeling.
Yep. So do you have people that you lead under you? You have employees underneath you?
Yeah, we got a few. Yeah,
And
we're still small and growing, but that's kind of the way we structured ourselves.
of course,
After running $1 million jobs for a while, I kind of wanted to go back to my roots and kind of get to where it was what I really enjoyed. And that's making people smile. And
right?
commercial GCs don't smile too often.
And
They like to push, man. I
we
get
might
it.
fire somebody up with that statement, but I agree, man. That's that's a push life, and some people thrive on that, though, right? Some people thrive on that. Just
Oh,
get it, go, go. That's not me. That's why I
absolutely.
do decorative works.
Absolutely. And I don't blame them for being that way. I mean, that's their business model in the commercial side. And,
Absolutely.
it really, I get it.
Yep.
But
We got to
at
have
the end
those
of the
people.
day, I really love to see people succeed. And that's probably really what's made me successful over all my years. And what I've done is that I really focus even from a business perspective. I want everyone around me, employees, my family, my friends, I want to see everyone succeed because I think that if you really devote your life to helping others succeed, then your success will just come vicariously.
Yep.
So that's kind of a weird,
I agree.
inspirational deep dive, but
For sure, for sure. So, unemployment. Do you have any insight on that? What's it looking for you guys? Have you checked into that or heard
no, I
anything?
haven't checked into it. Honestly, we've been so blessed, for lack of a better word. We've been so blessed that our work's continued and that we are getting concrete, we are getting our supplies, we're getting calls, we're getting new contracts. So I've been so blessed. I haven't even took the time to even investigate it yet. Our guys are working and we're out
I know.
acting like nothing's going on.
Yeah, somebody commented said a lot of guys are having problem getting their unemployment, and I've heard that out of a couple guys, not just in the concrete world, but like the factory world. I got we're
Yeah.
an industrial community around here, so we got a lot of people that work in the factory setting. So I
Yep.
know a lot of factories are shutting down and whatever. So if they're going to have problems with unemployment, that's going to be a big issue.
Well, I don't think the unemployment system, especially the online signups, the way they do it now, I don't think that system is designed for this kind of mass influx of new signups. And I think that's probably causing a lot of the problems.
Absolutely. Not to
Is
mention the personnel on the other end of the wire that's got to break down all this information as quick as possible, make a
absolutely.
decision, because obviously there's going to be frauds out there trying to whatever. So somebody's got to make that decision, right?
I would
So
think so. I don't have any intricate knowledge of unemployment. Like I've said 100 times, and I'll never stop saying it, I've been blessed. I've never had a dollar of unemployment in my life.
fantastic.
I've
That's
never drew $1. I've always been either employed, a business owner, something.
in
So
this industry, man, that's a piece of macaroni in your hat for sure.
oh yeah, yeah.
No kidding. Right on. So somebody said something about, oh man, I dropped my phone. That's probably not too good.
Don't do that.
Asking about my background here. Guys, I'm in my dojo. It's an old church that we've converted into our jiu-jitsu and MMA dojo. So if you're curious what that is, that way that's out of the way.
That's pretty
And
sweet. I'm
we
actually
just got
happy you did that. That's interesting right there.
yeah. We bought this place and converted it, and this is where we're at. We just did a video for our kids class so they could do some exercises at home. So that's why we're here. So we just figured we'd go live here with this as well. Right on. So what would you have any advice for guys that are sitting at home right now? That let's start off with the business side. You got anything that you might add that guys could be doing that maybe they're afraid to go sell jobs. We got the 6 foot barrier thing.
Yeah.
Where are we at? So some advice.
Well, I'm all my years I've learned one thing, and that's if you're not pushing forward, then you're probably getting passed. There's going to be someone out there that's going to be out selling jobs or marketing or doing this or doing that, and really a to give probably the best advice I can right now. If you are sitting at home and you're scared about this or scared about that, or maybe you're an employee and don't have a choice, you know, is now's the time to really for self-reflection and self-betterment, whether that's either in through the business side of it, through, systems, which are, I have my own opinion on systems, but that's another topic for another live.
Right.
But whether it's through systemizing your business or updating your marketing, readdressing some of your content as far as website, Google My Business listings, things like that are always good things if you're doing it yourself anyway, to sit down in your downtime. But one thing I told someone asked in a different construction group I was in today, what they should be doing, and one of my answers was read. Pick up a book, pick up an audio book. There's so many books about business, and you've kind of got to sort through the 18 million new books that came out that are all by contractors for contractors, and this, and I'll sell you this and you sell me that. Little inside tip on that: if you've ever read The 4-Hour Workweek, it's a book called The 4-Hour Workweek. If you've read it, you'll understand why every single marketing agency looks exactly the same right now, because his blueprint is basically write a book, tell everyone you're an expert, and then sell everyone that you're an expert.
Yep.
So it's kind of funny. It's once you've read enough of these books on business development, negotiation, honestly, the first book I would always recommend to everyone is called The E-Myth by Michael Gerber. Great basic system book for how to kind of take the business stress out of your life. You can get it on Audible, many different ways. I listen to books. I'm not a reader per se.
I think it's on YouTube, actually. I think I saw that one on YouTube.
What's that?
An audio. I think there's an audio book of that one on YouTube, I believe.
It could be.
I think so.
But that's a really good basic book. And then after you go from there, I mean, the floodgates start to open, as far as what you can listen to audibly. I know there's a lot of podcasts out there that are real big right now, and people listen to podcasts, but there's nothing like getting into a 9-hour audiobook and really diving deep into it, being able to pause and think and write notes. You can learn a lot from that. There's great negotiation books out there. Chris Voss wrote one that was absolutely phenomenal. I read Jordan Belfort's book, The Way of the Wolf. Wonderful book on just pure selling. It really opened my eyes to a lot of different things. So really a lot of this information that I share, when I'm actually posting as more of a business coach or, an advice giver in these groups, a lot of that information comes from these books I've read and where I've kind of cataloged it and balanced it off each other. But that's really what you can do right now, staying at home, is begin to better yourself educationally so that you have ammo to take to the table when you do get over the fear of going out there and hammering away.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I heard Joseph Toppy talking a little bit, and he was mentioning some of these things that you could also do. All that stuff that you've been wanting to do, let's got to scrape the forms or pressure wash my stamps or organize the shop, organize the trailer. Let's paint the cab on the you know what I mean? Just all these things that you've wanted to get done. And there's just always this work if you're stuck at home. And if you're having to lay guys off, this is a great time for the owners to get back in the shop a little bit and get your hands dirty, right? So get back hands-on, because I know some of the bigger companies, the owners don't often get out in the shop and work on their own equipment like they used to.
Yeah.
So, and then for us smaller guys, it's, man, I need to get to that, or I need to change the oil, or I need to change my transmission fluid, or these little things that we can get caught up on, right? So some small things there as well as
Absolutely.
Obviously let's better our knowledge.
Absolutely. There's like you said, and Joseph said, there's tons of things, day-to-day operationally and maintenance-wise that can be done, and and a lot of times for smaller companies, that's a great thing to put your employees on as well. If your work's slow and the employees really want to work and they don't want to go to unemployment, pay your guys to do it. It goes a long way to, give your guys an extra day here or there of something to do, for their families.
Right on. Are guys getting a little rowdy in our comments here, Corey?
Oh, I don't know. I really wasn't watching. I was talking so much.
Same here. I wasn't really watching comments, but I see Sir AJ stepping in, and he's threatening for some boots. So I think guys are getting worked up about the cross in my background back here.
Well, I don't know about that.
somebody had said something about that. I don't know what else.
I think that
Stop touching my face. Somebody called me out. I keep touching my face. I know that's one of the things you're not supposed to do, but I have a bottle of sanitizer right here that every time I touch my phone, I dip my hand into it. So I agree. Don't touch your face. You're not supposed to touch your face. My hands are coated in sanitizer.
I
So,
thought you were just
and I just washed my hand to cleanse.
well,
So
you're allowed to touch your face after you've sanitized, though, or are you just not allowed at all?
I don't know. It's hard saying. I always put a bunch of sanitizer in my hand and then rub it down my beard. And then I breathe that in, which probably isn't good, but
Better than silica dust.
I don't
So I mean,
know. How's it any worse than silica dust,
yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Jeez. We've breathed that in our whole life. So right on. So you were our on-site investigator at the World of Concrete, right?
That is
So
correct.
that was a fantastic time.
Yes, that's always a good time. That's like I've told you 100 times. If you've never been to the World of Concrete, schedule it in. Do whatever you can to get there once, and it is eye opening the amount of education and hands on you can get on the tools and the stamps and everything's there. And there's so much information that you can't even hardly take it all in the 5 days they give you.
Right. Now, when you go out, do you go out and you schedule your different things yourself, like your hotel and such, or is there packages that you got by or what?
Well, a lot of the times the World of Concrete website, they have partners in housing and things like that, and you can buy packages. If
Mhm.
you have been to Vegas a few times, it ends up being cheaper to book your own rooms, most likely because if you gamble, they give you rooms.
Right.
Well, if you
Right.
gamble
Right.
enough.
Right. Yep. There you go.
So
If you gamble enough, you get a bunch of free stuff.
yeah, if you gamble way too much, you get multiple rooms. That's never too good. But no, so we typically stay at the same place, and we have a history there, so they kind of give us pretty decent deals. Not so much
Right
from the
on.
gambling side, but just kind of a long-term employee or customer appreciation.
Of course.
So,
Of
but yeah,
course. Now, when you go walking, do you come back with bags full of just different merchandise that you've picked up and
yeah, the
brochure?
first couple years out there, it's like a swag fest. You just keep picking up so much stuff, and then you don't have room in your bags to get it back on the plane, so you end up throwing most of it away. But yeah, every day I get a new bag every day. I pick up. I'm very selective now after 15 trips out there. I'm very selective on what I'm picking up, and it's only really information I really want to use. And then I come
Right.
back and really set about the week after that to 2 weeks after that, going through it at night, coming back to it and seeing if it's something I really want to do or something I don't want to invest in, or do I want to try this or do I want to try that? So it's really a 3 week process for me from the time I go till the time I actually get through all the information I pick up.
Right on. So, of all the times you went this year, was there anything that you were like, "What?" I'm sure the first time you went, there were some things where you were just blown away. But every year, I'm sure that wow factor has diminished, right?
The wow factor, the sheer size of it is the wow factor that has diminished. But as far as especially even what you do, the decorative side, which we don't do a lot of decorative, but we do some. But that side has just blown me away every year. What the advancements that they've made in stamps and patterns and stains, and it's fascinating. Even to the
Yeah.
vertical concrete structures that they're building on site now. While the show's going on, they're building it, and it's you can watch someone actually do it that's a professional at it, and you really can learn just by watching their techniques and the tools and how they're holding them. And so it's
Vertical concrete, like the stacked and carved
yes,
type stuff. Is that what?
absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely,
that's super intriguing. I know we got some guys on here that are experts at
yeah.
it, but that is an awesome art right
It's
there.
anything with concrete is concrete's an art in itself. It is labor intensive, absolutely, but this is an art. Even if you're just going out and doing a plain broom finish and you're just doing a sidewalk, it's still art. I mean, you've got a lot of nuance to it to make it look where people will wow when they see it. But
It is. It's art. It's the same as if you were drawing the exact same comic every day, right? It would look the same always. People would get bored with the drawing, but it's still art.
It's still art.
Same as a concrete. If you're just brooming everyday concrete, it's still
That's
art.
still art.
It's labor intensive art.
But I'll tell you what, the guys on this page that are putting out some of the decorative work and some of the elaborate stuff and the carvings, you want to talk about mind blowing. That's mind blowing to see a collection of tradesmen, in this group that can put out the work they do. It's phenomenal stuff. I don't even want to put a picture out because I don't get into that much of the decorative side of it. It looks like a driveway, it looks like a barn floor. I mean, what?
Right. I will say that a lot of guys get into that. They get into that. I don't want to post. It's just, but I'm telling you, man, just ask Mike Griffin. His just is some beautiful stuff. So
yeah,
I'm okay with just. Don't be afraid. And to everybody watching, don't be afraid to post your just concrete because we like to see it. But I will say that don't be afraid for a little bit of criticism.
yeah.
We don't get rough around here, but we do take constructive criticism, and it's all going to help us all get better. And if you're posting your stuff, it's going to push yourself to get better at your concrete work, right? Because you know that where we at 30 some odd thousand members now are going to be seeing your work. So not just a couple guys in the neighborhood anymore.
Yeah. And to add on to that, one of the things that I see a lot is, and obviously we all see this, we get a lot of questions about pricing and about this and we get them all the time and every day. There's a lot of times that we should not be scared to ask those business questions either. I think that, a lot of us, especially first starting out guys that have just started in business, there's some questions that you have that you should be asking because there's enough business owners in this group that are intelligent, experienced, and more than willing to help and answer a question with honesty. Post those questions, just like the work, like Rocky said, post those questions because that's what this group is about. I can consider myself a business coach to a lot of smaller businesses, but that doesn't mean that I am, some arrogant know-it-all. Everyone here has something to teach me. Even the guy that just started in business can actually teach me a lesson. And I'm very humble in that aspect. And so we should all ask questions as much as possible.
Let's see. What's Mike saying? Test to see if it shows on Facebook. I don't know when he posted that. Did you see that comment come through?
Yeah, I see it on the channel, the Rocky channel up here, but AJ says introduce me again. Hold on, wait.
I guess we should have been reading through these comments well before. Hey guys, we're new to this stuff. We're concrete guys. Give me a trowel and a hammer, and I'll be all right.
Yeah,
a sledgehammer, I'd be best.
Oh, your mouth getting so all right. When you get home too.
I can't stop touching my face. My wife, what? Oh, she Lysols everything. I'm telling you, my wife is. If I leave the house, when I come back in, she's like, "Stop, wash your hands. Here, open your mouth." What?
My wife's a dental hygienist and an LPN, so I get it.
Okay. Yep.
We get a lot of it.
Right on, right on. My wife is from the other side. She's got polycystic kidney disease, so she's got her immune is, if she were to get it, it would hit her worse than most people.
Yeah.
But so that's her factor, I guess. But
I'd say she's got
I'll abide. I wash. Yeah. All right. So I guess I will end with an introduction here. Those of you that don't know, this is Corey Adams. Corey's been in the construction world most of his life, like a lot of us around here. I'm Rocky France. I'm a third generation concrete finisher. I've been through the big stuff, the small stuff, and settled into a small little company doing decorative stuff. I don't call myself an expert, especially when you got people like Michael Simcoe and Anthony Harvey. Those dudes are expert in the decorative world. But I do decorative, and I try to share a little bit of knowledge, but I will say most of the cool stuff that I've learned in the decorative world has been from this page. No joke. I've learned so much from this page. I told AJ the first day that I logged in, I sent AJ a message and I said, this page is gold for the concrete industry. If you can get as many people involved in this as possible, it's just going to be it's going to be huge for the concrete world, and it's proven to be so far.
It's pretty fascinating what you can learn if you just sit down and read with an open mind. It's crazy.
Yep. Absolutely. Cool. All right, guys. So we just wanted to hop in here, get our CESYK live started again. We want to get Corey Adams in. We're going to have Corey on again. He's got a bunch of knowledge. He's got some coaching tips to help in business, but we wanted to get an introduction on him tonight. And you guys stay healthy. Make sure you're washing your hands. Keep your 6 foot distances if you can. Don't touch your face. I can't help it. Corey, any last minute words or tips, my friend?
No, sir. Stay safe, stay healthy, and keep pushing.
Keep pushing, guys. We'll see you soon. Concrete everything. Share your knowledge. See you guys.